I know, man. Oh God, it just. But what's funny is you'll find our diet has too much starch and not enough vitamins and protein. Michael, Michael, I don't need that right now. You find out.
Hey, Michael was standing right next to him, just looking up at him too, like, "Did you hear me?"
Oh, did you hear me? It's just like Michael's whole life had led up to this. A white man.
It was like I have a white man in my house,
I'm
and
gonna
I
look.
can tell him exactly what is on my mind.
Yeah, that was his thing, man. He was so Michael was loving every minute of that,
This
but
is this is the moment that I have prepared for all my life.
my 10 years, my short 10 years on this planet, it prepared for this moment right now. Uh, he has a tension headache, and I think they give him some aspirin, and and they discover that we have no water because the water is shut off. James offers him some muscatel. Stoney questions it, and JJ gives the infamous line, "I'll let you give."
Hey man, he said muscatel. He said, "Yeah, it don't sparkle, it don't bubble, it just kind of lay there."
Ah,
As you all can tell, that will definitely be a quote brought up later on in the show.
you haven't, Florida. You haven't been around many black flabbers, have you? Well, oddly enough, you're right. We have a colored Negro, black.
He went through all the only he only missed one.
He only missed.
He only missed one.
He only missed one. He only missed one. He went from the 30s to the 50s to the 70s. Right.
Hey, oh,
Uh, uh, James pours him a glass, and Stoney well, I'm going to say discreetly, but not so discreetly, wipes the rim off with his finger. I said, I forgot.
we have to. You have to give whoever came up with that, like, for you to come up with that detail and tell him, say, look, when you get your glass, take your finger and wipe off the rim.
Well, no, I don't feel that way. That's the actor probably say. I don't feel that way. Sure, you don't feel.
Sure
that
you
way.
don't. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. We got you.
We got you.
What if that was ad-libbed?
No, I don't even want to. Come on, I don't even want to think. That's so hard.
Bruh,
Hey,
can you think of after the word cut, bruh? Henry Evans.
hey, Herb. Let's take another take, but this one, I wipe the glass like I think they're dirty people.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yes. That is.
Oh my God, that would be yeah. Dinner's ready. James reminds him to keep your coat on because the heat is off.
There ain't no heat, Stoney. That's what JJ hit him with. There ain't no heat, Stoney.
And Stoney is just faking the funk. If the dinner's ready, he says, "It looks so good, especially the greenbacks in the corn patch." And he just sitting there. Dying.
Everybody except Michael.
I know.
Michael's like, I can't stand you at my table. That's just what he looks like.
Because I think he said the prayers, and he says, "I hope we have enough food for 5."
that are normally for 4. Michael, hey, what the kids say today? Michael was in his bag.
I hope when Mama cooked for 5 can go into 6.
Hey, Michael was in his bag, bruh.
I know. Stoney learns that the fridge isn't working, and suddenly he gets upset and says, "Stoney declares that living like this is uncalled for, and he's going to do something." He's like, "I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this," and he is going to. Well, Lona suddenly pops in and says, "The rumble is over." Stoney says, "Well, I better be going." He is like just like that.
I mean, you talk about left turn,
man,
hard left turn, bruh.
he's not staying, but he promises he's gonna get everything fixed. And they keep asking, "So when Stoney? When Stoney?" He said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna..." He says,
Hey.
they ask him, when is it going to get fixed? Oh, 13, 14 months tops. And then he bounces with.
Bro, when he closed the door, bro, they all just stood there. And they just turned around and walked back to the dinner table, bro. Well, pass me some of those turnip fats.
Back. It is just like that was like that right there is like becoming the quintessential ending of an episode of Good Times, like Dream Maker.
I mean, they don't even like, it doesn't even like kind of come downhill like this. It just goes up and
Off a cliff. It goes up and off a cliff. That's all. It's just order the show. I had no. For me. I had no minstrel moment. I did.
Mhm.
You had a minstrel moment. Oh, excuse me. That's horrible. That was horrible.
Actually, I did.
Really?
There was a moment where Florida was telling Michael. Michael was like, "Where was I?" Because they lived she was telling him about where they used to live and how cold it was in their old place. And Michael was like, "I don't remember that," you know. And she said, "That's because you were in my belly. You were warm in my belly." And I kept going back and forth on it, but in the end, I had to go ahead and make it a Shagu moment of the show. Michael said, I'm glad you waited to have me last, mama. And he said,
you putting 5 on 20.
Look at it what he said. He had his face next to his stomach, and he said, I'm glad you waited to have me last, mama.
Oh. You be putting extra on it.
Michael be putting extra, bro.
You be putting extra on it.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
Part of it's courtesy of the musical Raisin, damn it.
It's sad, though, that Michael keeps showing up because Michael is the most informed of all the Evans, bro.
Yeah, he is. And he got that Black History book, that magical Black History book. They got everything in it. That's not really good. It's at the library. And he got to check it out every 2 weeks. He put his name inside of it. Michael. Could you keep doing that? I gotta check it out again.
Got your book for you, Michael.
I'm checking it out again. I need my Black History. Creating the show. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I don't live here. Oh, I never would have known that. Florida, the delivery.
That actually was my quote of the show.
Right.
When I'm looking at it, yeah.
Oh, I never would have known that. See, when she does that, she reminds me of her Maud years. Because she was just so sarcastic.
You know what? Now that you mention it, I never watched Maud, but I used to see it in segments. And whenever I saw Florida on there, she was exactly like that when I think about it.
She was sorry. Like, Maud was the lead, but Florida Evans just topped her like, oh, really? She's like the man in tricky places when they give him $5. That was her every line involved. Like, $5. I'll go to the movies by myself. That's the mode that Florida Evans is in when she will.
Bruh, I can't wait to do that movie, bruh. I'll go to the movies by myself. Bruh, what about when and we're talking about trading places, folks. What about when they filmed off and they came back to him, bruh, he went like this. He rolled his eyes, he was like,
Said, half of that's from me.
Thank you. I actually do have another quote, though.
What?
And it's a Hall of Fame quote. We've already said it. And I got to give a little background. It's a Hall of Fame quote definitely in New Orleans. Because you know, everybody who remembers UHF channels, ours was WGNO 26. And that's where you saw reruns of Good Times. Good Times showed the exact same promotional commercial to watch it every day. Never changed, bruh. I'm talking years upon years, bruh. And you may not know this because you might have been off to college, but it used to come straight from that episode, bruh. And until I watched this episode to review it, I always thought Florida was the one who said Muscatel.
Really?
Bruh, I always thought it was Florida until I actually watched the episode. I mean, I've seen that episode a lot, but you don't think about it. But when I watched it, I was like, wow. And Junior said, yeah, it's the champagne of the people. It don't sparkle, it don't bubble, it just kind of lay there.
Boy, when they got a commercial at home,
that is a Hall of Fame quote right there.
It was. it was a Hall of Fame quote, no doubt about that.
I got a background Brent quote too.
And what is that?
The first time when Stoney was talking to his wife, and he told her about the fat greens and turnip backs or whatever he said. Mm-hmm. And when they showed Florida and James laughing, you didn't hear Florida, but she said, "Did you hear that?" She looked up. She was like, "Did you hear that?"
Oh God, that was a live mic. Did something? That must have been. I bet that wasn't expected. That was a live mic. Is this still an issue in the black community? I can't say that this storyline is a problem because usually they just try to wipe out the whole neighborhood and move them away. Nowadays, it's like.
I mean, I do fighting over streets that you don't own.
We got that, yeah. Even though that's not the main story, but yeah, you're right. That is still a problem. Anything unrealistic? I mean, can everything be broken in the house like that?
I mean, I don't know, man.
I think somebody would say something about something.
I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. I can't imagine how they treat people.
How about this?
Who live in those situations.
I'll tell you what is unrealistic. Stoney visiting the 17th floor apartment and going.
That was a thought. Like, Stoney getting a cab out there.
And that upset everybody in the office is that upset, and they send Stoney to Cabrini Green.
You mean they couldn't call him and ask him to come in?
They didn't have they didn't have a black person. They didn't have a custodian that they could ask to dress up and pay him $20. Could you go down and ask these questions? Something. They gonna send Stoney. There was no dad nostalgia for me. No.
Nothing.
The Blacklog is sponsored by Fade to Black Funeral Homes. Death is part of life, so put life into your loved one's death at Fade to Black Funeral Homes with t-shirt printing, tattoo artists on site to commemorate your loved ones. Fade to Black. Up next, episode 10. Springtime in the ghetto. Because that's how they like to say it all the time. In the ghetto. Let me tell you something. This episode, it was kind of like this for me. And then it picked up.
That's exactly what happened with me, because I was watching the episode and I was like, we're probably going to get this kind of quick. But then...
It picked up.
Yeah.
It picked up. Written by Jack Ellenson and Norman Paul and directed by Herbie Kenowith. We open with Florida sewing slipcovers on her antique sewing machine that she could sell for money. Because I swear, if that machine had better been used by the last Evans member that was a slave, because they could have made a lot of money off this. I'm just like,
Oh,
she not sewing that much. She ain't a seamstress. Like, that's an antique sewing.
I
You
mean,
could sew.
our great grandmother did it for years.
Thank you. Could you make some? Everybody say, I don't want. She at home, James. She ain't waiting on nobody. Be
Yeah.
a seamstress. This is everybody's getting ready for a contest, the best decorated apartment contest in Cabrini Green in the apartment building. I guess this is an annual thing. Florida has James working with some plants that are just stationed in the most awkward place in the apartment, like plants, plants. It's like if we were at our old house and Mama just put plants right in the doorway from the kitchen to the dinner. Like what is like it's just weird, man. It's weird how they got this. I didn't understand it. I was like, and he just a taking care, like taking care, and he wants it, and she wants him to care for the plants and all this. And Florida asked James about various plants he's carrying to and from the window. It's like, Florida, they're gonna grow better in that spot. No, the hell they're not, because they can't get sun. They can't get sun at all. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Florida really wants to win this thing, and James is all in and helping. She smiled like she wanted to go smash James. I'm not gonna lie. She was like that. She smiled like she wanted to go smash James. Like, let's go in the back. But then they realized all the kids may still been in the house. It was just like, Thelma's cleaning up, claiming how she's done such a great job because she wiped off the lipstick of her Stevie Wonder picture. I was like, oh, that is so impressive. Thelma thinks they're gonna win. Florida says she has her clean the milk. Now this is the thing. Thelma says, "Is there anything else I can do, Mama? You can go clean the oven." Then she won't be like, "I don't want to do that." You know what? You know what? Then she says,
when did she tell? Did she already talk to her plants, or had she already spoken to the plants yet?
well, she was talking to James because she said she's been reading up on it, how talking to the plants are better for it. And James is like, "All right, you kind of crazy."
She was talking, she was talking to her plants like Grady, bruh. When Grady was talking to her.
You mean he's talking to his weed?
Yeah.
His marijuana plants?
A tisket, a tasket. I'm gonna fill my basket.
Oh, man. James is telling Florida, look here, I really want you to win this. I just need you not to go get so excited. Because sometimes it ain't about what you do, about who you know. No, James, I feel this. You ain't gonna rain on my parade. I just wanted to say, you know what? That man ended up being right. It seems like he's been right the last couple of years.
And that would be the perfect place for somebody to know somebody and get a little favoritism.
For real. I need a little help. I need a little help. Jane tells Florida this is really her year, and Florida starts talking to the plants. It was talking to the plants again. James, he doesn't mean this and all. Oh my God! I'm not gonna lie. I think that does work. I've been told that really does work. I haven't grown plants, but I believe it. But this was very new back then when they did this. This was a new thing, so it was like it really sounded kind of. No, it sounds kind of off in 2024 too.
Yeah, I'm
lie.
good. I'm good on the plants. I'm good. I'm good on planting. I'm good on all that, bro. All of it.
I gotta ask this: with all the money they spending to win this damn plaque,
did they spend money?
Well,
They got some plants.
I mean, JJ comes back later with plant food, which honestly is not going to help within the next hour to help
I
these
wonder where he
plants
got
grow.
that from.